Just one day left on the countdown to divorce from my wife, who I hardly know. Suddenly, she's diagnosed with moderate separation anxiety. She can't be away from me, not even a step. Don't overthink it, she explains, clutching my wrist. I just got stressed at the amusement park yesterday, and you happened to be nearby, so I developed a physical dependency on you. It's not that I like you. Once I take my meds, I'll be fine. I suppress the urge to yell and tell her professionally, Gina, we'll have to postpone the divorce. Besides, you owe me lost wages and compensation for disrupting my sleep. She chuckles with a proud air, pulls out her phone, and transfers the money. Great. Now neither of us owes the other anything. A month later, her test results come back, and somehow she's upgraded to severe. Are you kidding me? You said meds would help. How do we get a divorce now? I stand outside the Civil Affairs Bureau, almost passing out as she clings to me like an octopus, crying and apologizing. I'm sorry. I really don't know. But please, don't say divorce anymore. I can't handle hearing that word now. And could you at least hug me back? You're so cold, and it's making me feel worse. Ugh, this clingy woman. How serious is her separation anxiety? Doc? I ask in the clinic while holding Gina's report. Basically, she can't be away from you and relies on you. It's moderate, though not too serious. She should take some meds for a month, the doctor with the receding hairline explains, then moves on to the next patient. Outside the hospital, with half an hour left before the Civil Affairs Bureau closes, I ask, Gina, are you seriously telling me you'll feel bad if I'm not around? The sun's burning my face, so I tug at my t-shirt's collar and turn to the woman shadowing me. Justin, do you think I'm faking this? I was feeling so bad I almost threw up. Didn't you see? Her pale face looks genuinely upset. Okay, maybe she isn't faking it, but it's hard to believe this conveniently happened the day before we're supposed to divorce. We're more like strangers than spouses. We only got married out of convenience. We met a year ago at a company event with a prize for anyone who got married on the spot, a free apartment for 3 years. I wanted the apartment because it was close to work. Gina wanted to fulfill her grandpa's dying wish to see her married. We planned this out. Get the marriage certificate, wait a year, then split. It seemed simple enough until Gina's nephew showed up yesterday wanting to see his uncle. Afraid I'd blow our cover, I took time off to join them at the amusement park, holding on to my stiff, ice queen of a wife with such terrible acting skills that she flinched every time I touched her. Right, and after riding the pirate ship, she started acting weird. Thought it was hypoglycemia, so I gave her chocolate. I fell off a pirate ship as a kid, she finally spills. Those memories must have caused severe trauma in my mind, she explains. I got stressed and you were just there. Why are you telling me this just 10 minutes before the bureau closes? Let's postpone until next month, she suggests, hesitantly. It's not too serious, and I promise to follow the doctor's orders. Okay, but now that she's stuck to me, where do we sleep? You can stay at my place. It's spacious, you won't feel cramped. To avoid any surprise episodes, I drive us back in her Maserati. What a smooth ride, feels worth the price. But do you know how far your place is from my work? I pull up Google Maps and I'm floored. No direct trains, just a hefty cab fare that's like $30 each way. This isn't going to work. We should just stay at the apartment. But I need to grab some things first, though. Normally, I'd be lounging in bed gaming by now. She's quiet, staring out the window, resting one arm on the door. At a red light, she tugs at my shirt. Could I have that bear charm on your bag? I don't get it, but seeing her teary eyes, I reluctantly hand it over. She clutches it, exhaling. Thanks. This gives me some peace of mind. Seeing her relief, I avert my gaze. Her condition must really be tough. First time at Gina's villa, and there's an elevator inside. How'd I land a CEO's daughter at that event? But no, all her wealth won't spill over to me, not a dime. The prenup made that crystal clear. Hey Gina, it's almost 10. You ready yet? My phone's about to die. Finally, she descends slowly, for oversized suitcases in tow, like 4 giant walls. You only need to stay for a month. Did you move in? This is my streamlined list. She protests. It's just dresses, heels, and some skincare or makeup essentials. Once her gowns take up the closet, my online bought casual shirts are crammed and wrinkled. Whoa, no, these go back in the suitcase. Looking at my apartment being taken over by this unfamiliar woman, I feel a surge of nameless anger rising inside me. But if I put the dress in the suitcase, it'll get wrinkled. These are brand new high-end clothes. High-end or not, this is my turf. Okay? I don't want to waste time on her. The place for you to sleep is the convertible sofa bed in the living room. Now get out, I need to rest. The woman froze, those bright eyes showing surprise. I'm supposed to sleep on the couch? The one where I can't even stretch out my legs? Otherwise, this apartment is meant for work. There's only one bedroom. You expect me to sleep on the sofa? She's a real piece of work. Annoying as hell. If she didn't drag this out, I'd have my divorce papers by now. Before Gina could speak again, I turned around and locked the bedroom door. I still haven't gotten my little bear hanger back. With it by my side, maybe I can avoid any other weird shenanigans. Besides, I'm just a few meters away from her. It's not really being apart. But I was so wrong. Just when I turned off the lights and was ready to close my eyes, I heard a thud from the living room. Then came some soft knocks on the door. Justin, are you there? Of course, I'm here. Oh, I saw your room was dark and started feeling anxious. Can you not turn off the lights? Her shaky voice snuck through the door crack. But I need the lights off to sleep. Fine. I heard her footsteps move away and the sound of her settling back on the sofa. Yet, not even 10 minutes after turning off the lights again, I heard another knock. Justin, are you still there? Seriously? Although she's really unwell, this is too much. How's anyone supposed to sleep like this? I'm going to be late for work tomorrow. I angrily twisted the doorknob, my frustration all over my face as I opened the door, confronted by her breathtakingly beautiful face. She had some cold sweat on her forehead, her slim build trembling, making her look pitiful. Sorry, I just got scared you weren't there. Gina clutched the little bear tightly. She lowered her head, her long lashes trembling as her tone softened. She might be a beauty, but it's not like she chose to have this condition. Because of my stupid thing for pretty faces, my anger faded as quickly as it came. Fine. How about you just make a bed on the floor in my room? I scratched my messy hair, stepping back to make space for her. Attempting to turn off the lights again, Gina tugged at the corner of my pajama shirt. But I'm still anxious. Did you take your meds today? I did 3 times as instructed. How is it still this bad? Though the doctor did say it requires extra attention initially. I hesitated for a moment, then grabbed a large stuffed toy from a storage box to place in the middle of the bed. The warmth of her wrist against mine was intense in the dark. She finally quieted down. But now I couldn't sleep. Staring at the ceiling, I regretted bringing this woman back, thinking she should have just stayed at the hospital. Justin, I'm only attached to you now due to a stress response. I won't cling to you, promise. Once I'm better, I won't delay our divorce. Noticing my exasperated sigh, she hadn't fallen asleep yet, still opposing me. Suppressing my urge to withdraw my hand or slap some sense into her, I calmly explained, Gina, please understand, you're not just delaying my divorce timing. You're wasting my work time and causing my insomnia. I'll bill you for lost work fees, mental distress compensation, and your lodging. After a deep breath, she suddenly went back to the living room. I thought she'd gained some backbone and was cured, but turns out she went to get her phone. In the next moment, I heard a notification from my phone. $30,000 received. My eyes widened. Great, now we're even. Think you're all that with a few bucks? Try transferring some more. At 8 a.m., I still braved the crowded subway. The lady who's never commuted during peak hours struggled in the middle, unable to move. Justin, help me out. I'm stuck, Gina messaged. I replied, I'm just a bit ahead of you. We're almost at the stop. No need to squeeze over here. I can't breathe, she complained again. I rolled my eyes, but thinking of the actual 30,000, I gave in. All right, I'll come get you, Your Majesty. Turning, I tapped an older lady's shoulder a bit apologetically, saying sincerely, Ma'am, my wife is deaf and mute. She can't speak. Could you please make way for her? Sure, no problem. Gina stared at me in shock but finally made it to my side. You? She started to speak, but I covered her mouth. You silly, hang on tight, keep still. In the cramped subway, with passengers rushing in and out, Gina stood beside me taking some of the bumps, until a hasty student shoved her, and she stumbled into me. At her gasp in my ear, for the first time, I faced the softness of her body directly. Surprisingly soft. And smells good. Hey, want some snacks? Arriving at the office, I grabbed some snacks from the drawer and tossed them to Gina. Woke up a little late today, this will have to do for now. But since getting off the subway, she's been silent, her ears bright red. Gina, you're not deaf, right? She finally raised her head, tore open the snack bag, and started munching away angrily. What's got her sulking now? Come on. Tell me, what else have I done to upset you? I slammed the freshly dusted file down on the computer desk and got up, taking a few big strides towards her. I'm fine. I don't need you to worry about me, the woman said, tilting her head, avoiding my gaze. My temper got the better of me. I grabbed the collar of her overpriced coat, forcing her to look me in the eyes. If you're really fine, then that anxiety stuff doesn't matter to me. I'll transfer another 300,000 and you better be out of here. Gina recoiled a bit at my shouting before hesitantly speaking up. Just this morning, you had a bad tone as soon as you woke up, telling me not to stall. But I wasn't stalling at all, you just kept being so harsh. And then on the subway earlier, I couldn't get through, and you didn't even plan on helping me. You wouldn't have cared if I hadn't told you I felt sick. Plus, when we reached the station, I got bumped and you didn't even show any concern. I paused, my hand still holding her shirt, stunned by her words. Sure, I had rushed her in the morning to hurry out the door, but I didn't mean anything by it. I never thought she'd get this upset over it. And on the subway, it was packed. Staying on your feet was an achievement, let alone fussing over these little things. So where did you bump yourself? Let me check and maybe rub some ointment on? I raised an eyebrow, basically being sarcastic. Gina dropped her gaze, slowly placing a fingertip on her left side. Here, it's a bit sore. I winced. She seemed a bit clueless. Anywhere else? I also feel something weird on the right side, she said, suddenly grabbing my wrist. You could help press it, no need for ointment. Justin, last week's plan, said Mark as he came barreling in without knocking. He never does. That space case. Gina and I were frozen on the sofa in a shocking position, her shirt collar in my hand, my other hand near her chest. I jumped up, quickly letting go as Mark awkwardly smirked, despite the utter shock in his eyes. And who might this lady be? Mark asked, maintaining his fake professional smile. Oh, her? She's the new assistant, I said, avoiding mentioning that I'd officially tied the knot with a virtual stranger. A moment ago, she was choking on bread, so I was helping clear her airway. I added with a forced grin, locking eyes with Gina as if daring her to contradict my story. One wrong word from her, and her suitcase full of high-end clothes would be tossed out tonight. Gina coughed a few times, quietly agreeing, saving face for us both. Mark laughed awkwardly, leaning in close to whisper, "Really? She dresses fancier than even our creative director." Came in through the back door, I said with a knowing nod to Mark. But in less than a month, she'll be gone. You know how it is. Mark's eyes widened with understanding, and he turned to steal one last glance at Gina before shuffling out, reminding me not to let the secret slip next time. With Mark gone, it was just me and Gina again in the office, though now way more awkward than 30 minutes ago. So why am I just your assistant? She asked, as if missing a few mental cogs. Just stick around in the office from dawn till dusk. What else could you be? Gina sat there, taller than most, but seated primly in that small chair. She looked oddly pitiable. We're not married. It should be normal that I'm in your office, right? She argued, all logic. I rubbed my temples, frustrated. You think we're married? We're just in a contract and it's about to end. Plus, if outsiders find out, how am I going to date normally? Her alluring eyes bore into me silently. That afternoon, I was a whirlwind of work at my desk while Gina snoozed beside me. Despite having space, She always needed to be close, saying it eased her anxiety, annoying me like crazy. For 2 weeks, she clung to my schedule, sharing my commutes via the train. Then one afternoon, as quitting time approached, Gina dozed off again. I decided to be a bit of a prankster, sticking a cold, newly purchased can of Coke to the back of her neck. "Oh, that's cold." Startled, Gina covered her neck, looking over at me with a flustered face as I smirked. "Justin, you always tease me," she complained. "Work can be boring. With you napping there, why not?" I said, packing my bag in surprisingly high spirits. "I'm helping with takeout, making tea, cleaning the office, not just sleeping," Gina muttered, massaging her shoulder, while I brushed some dust off her white shirt instinctively. "We sleep the same hours. Why are you always tired? Does your prescription have sleep-inducing side effects?" Taking the bag I handed her, Gina switched off the office lights, murmuring, "It's not the meds, it's easier to nap around you. I wasn't like this before." Blaming this on her condition, I said, "Hopefully it clears up soon." Outside the building, I was just considering sharing a barbecue dinner with her when a courier stopped me, handing over flowers. "Hello, are you Mr. Justin? Someone ordered these roses for you. Can I get your signature?" A huge bouquet of blood-red roses. Totally confused, I checked my call log, no incoming calls. "Who sent these?" I turned to Gina. "This wasn't you, was it?" "Nope." Her face stayed expressionless as she shook her head. "Makes sense. Why would she randomly send roses?" Carrying the conspicuous flowers down the street, I heard a store's promotion. Everyone's celebrating 520. Waiting for their "I love you. Order now, or your special someone might get swept away." I checked my calendar. "Oh, today's May 20th. Wait a sec. Who's got a thing for me?" My heart skipped. Could it be a secret admirer at work? Throughout our barbecue meal, I was distracted, checking my phone for any embarrassing confession texts. Finally, breaking the silence, Gina spoke up. "So, someone looking to confess?" "Don't jinx it," I said, cutting her off. If a coworker confessed their feelings to me, could I still even work at the company? Man, that'd be awkward, like so awkward you could just die, right? The woman suddenly stopped talking and just focused on her food, stirring it mindlessly. That bouquet of roses sitting right there on the table? I swear the more I look at them, the more they remind me of some coworker's face. Gives me the creeps. When I got back home, under the cover of darkness with no one around, I tossed them straight into the trash. Gina was right behind me, but when I spun around, she was gone. I texted her, and she just said she had to buy some stuff and that I should head home first. Weirdly enough, her separation anxiety doesn't seem as bad as it used to be. Kinda makes me a bit sad though. My free cleaning service is coming to an end, I guess. The sooner she leaves, the better. I can get back to my solo life. An hour later, and she still wasn't back. Watching the rain trickle down the window, I started worrying about whether she had another one of those anxiety attacks and just collapsed somewhere. Called her, but no answer. I grabbed an umbrella and rushed downstairs. "Please don't let anything bad happen to her on my watch. I'm begging here." And just as I got downstairs, there she was, soaked shirt and all. I was relieved to see her, but also super annoyed. What do you even need at this time of night? Huh. Just went off without a word. Almost gave me a heart attack. Before I could finish, Gina pulled out a bouquet of blue roses from behind her back for me. "Happy 520, she said. "Okay, technically we're married, at least on paper, so it's all good." Her voice was a little husky, trying to sound sure, but she still lacked a bit of confidence. Looking at her blushing ears, I couldn't hold back a smile. "Thanks, now I can post a pic and keep all the other suitors at bay." The gentle rain tapping against the window was soothing. The soft glow of the lamp filled the room as I cozied up with a book. Gina, fresh out of the shower, started in the living room watching TV but soon followed me to the bedroom with a stool. She just sticks around me like a shadow. "What are you reading?" After fidgeting with her phone for a bit, she couldn't help but ask. "Psychology," I replied. "Does that actually work?" she asked. "Oh, you want me to give you a psychological breakdown?" The night felt freeing yet too open, leaving room for silly thoughts. Her freshly dried hair looked so soft, so I ruffled it on a whim. You gave me those flowers, but I bet it wasn't just because of today's special date. You're worried about that other person, right? Her breath caught, probably from nerves, so I kept going. Maybe you can't tell if it's just physical attachment that's got you here, or maybe you've been over your condition for a while now. Yet, you're still commuting on those crowded trains and sweating it out in our stuffy office. Tell me, is this all just biological or is it deeper? I moved closer, fixing my gaze on her trembling eyes. Serious but also, well, just kidding around. But she actually got flustered. And no, I don't have any hidden motives. It's just, I feel secure around you when I'm not well. Am I even faking? She started questioning herself. Wait here a sec, I said, getting up to grab 2 light fruit beers from the fridge. Ever been in a relationship before? I decided to just ask straight out after a gulp. Her silky nightgown brushed against my arm, cool and comfy. No. She took a sip too, and then asked, if there was another girl with the same thoughts, would you have agreed? I nodded. Guess I just had good timing. Gina downed her drink fast, then crushed the can in her hand. It made me laugh, so I teased. Come on, don't pretend you aren't in it for the perks too. Remember how well I played the dutiful grandson-in-law for your grandpa? We both knew the score. Let's not dwell on these fake roles. It's pointless, I said, suddenly over this whole charade, shuffling around for my slippers. But I felt a little dizzy. Just as I was about to bend down, Gina grabbed my ankle. She squatted down and slipped my slippers on. Let me. And at that moment, with the gentle rain, dim light, and her tender touch, my fingers tingled. What's this about, Gina? Like I've been treating you badly or something? Justin, I'm your sidekick, aren't I? It's my job. Living together, I saw Gina's attention to detail firsthand. Despite all her stuff, she barely unpacked anything I didn't okay. Even if I grumbled sometimes, she kept her anger to herself. She'd sometimes make a bit of noise for attention when no one was looking. This unfamiliar but intriguing wife, she's kind of fun. Let's go to the hospital in 3 days and check on your condition. It's probably cleared up. After we turned off the lights, I found myself whispering to the darkness above. The woman snuggled under the covers wasn't responding. Thinking she fell asleep, I was pulling back when I sensed a tug. Then, she wriggled into my side of the bed. The light, familiar scent of her shower gel filled the air. Her slender arms shifted down and wrapped around my waist. It's not better, she murmured in my ear. I playfully traced her face, following from the eyebrows down, grazing her nose, pausing at her lips. You're pushing it, Gina. Go back. No, was her only reply, squeezing tighter. Yeah, the bedroom's AC is a bit cold tonight. I'm feeling chilly myself. This rare weekend off, I spent the morning trimming the plants on our balcony. Gina woke up, lazily reaching for the empty side of the bed before propping herself up. Justin, anywhere but here, like a lost kitten looking for its owner. Out on the balcony. Ever since Gina moved in, I've always been chatting. Hey, we have a company lunch at noon. You can go out and grab some food. I should be back in an hour or 2. I fixed my hair, grabbed the trash by the door, and yelled back to the room. Her anxiety seems to be doing all right. She used to stick like glue, but now she can go out alone, even late at night for flowers. Using anxiety as an excuse now would be pretty unethical. Oh, come back soon. Gina hugged a big stuffed animal I had left on the bed and scooted over to the door, looking at me all sweetly. I couldn't help but laugh out loud. What are you laughing at? She frowned, annoyed. Your hair at the back is sticking up like a tail. At the hotel, I was blown away by the grand entrance even before I got to suite number 3. 2 golden dragon statues perched on the roof, eyes wide open, riding that whole rich and classy vibe. Is the sun rising from the west today? Since when did this stingy company get so generous? A weird feeling crept up on me. Something felt off, but I was already here. Justin, finally. As soon as I walked in, I saw the large round table crammed with food, with a woman right in the center. Was I early or late? And the only one here with my boss of all people. Oh, sweet Lord, who wants alone time with the boss? I clutched my bag and tried to muster a smile. "Come, have a seat," and pulled out the chair next to her for me. I put my bag down across from her and sat down. "I'm good over here, the others will be here soon, right? Justin, it's just you and me today," and tossed her blazer over the back of her chair so elegantly. My brain instantly went on high alert. Could the mysterious flower sender be the boss? I jumped out of my seat, my palms sweating like crazy. "And what's going on here? You probably figured it out already, so why ask?" And looked all serious, sipping her tea. After a minute of silence, she looked up, confused. "What's with the silence? Got nothing to say? And can you just come straight out with it?" I asked, wondering if she thought I was reporting a work plan. It was all so vague. Like, what is this woman trying to say? "All right, to put it simply, I like you. I'm transferring to the branch in City C next week. Before I go, I wanted to see if you'd give me a chance." She crossed her arms in full-on negotiation mode. I felt like I was on some emotional roller coaster with my heart racing like crazy. But hey, at least she mentioned she'd be transferring. And I already have someone I like. I pulled my chair out and sat back down. "We're not at work right now. All right? And let me be clear. I have someone." She clicked her tongue, sighed deeply, then chuckled softly. "Is it Gina?" I just raised my eyebrows and said nothing. "Well, it's the heiress to the megacorp, excuse my bluntness, but she and you're from two different worlds. In reality, alliances do matter," and continued, as if playing by her own script. "And you and I are from two different worlds, too. I'm done here. Give me a break, I've just worked a few more years than you, Justin." And was basically laying it out. Gina is someone important, and ordinary people can't just dream that big. I don't mean only in terms of money, and anyway, best of luck in the new company. I gotta go, goodbye. This uncomfortable lunch was quite a wake-up call. Made me rethink everything. Why are you back so late? It's already 3 p.m. Gina appeared the moment I put down my keys. I ignored her and instead glanced at the calendar. Tomorrow will hold June. "Gina, let's head to the hospital for a follow-up tomorrow. Pack your stuff now." She stood there stunned, turning to check the date. "But I haven't finished the meds yet. You know your body better. You don't need to finish meds just because the doctor said so," I replied coldly. "Justin, what's up with you?" Gina followed me to the balcony, standing behind me, concerned. "You're getting kinda annoying." "Stop talking to me," I said, trying to move past her, wanting some space. If our past coexistence had made me forget the gap between us, now I was fully awakened, back to a year ago. Why did I forget how like a princess she was back then? A real relationship wouldn't necessarily be a good thing for me. I heard her luggage zipper screeching as she packed, loud on purpose. I shook my head, exasperated. "Just leave already, you troublemaker." At night, she loftily laid a blanket on the couch and fell asleep right there. I turned off the lights and went back to the bedroom, planning to pay back the money after the hospital trip tomorrow. After all, Gina did contribute a lot while she was here and was admittedly nice to look at. I just don't want to owe her any extra favors. Just as I was about to doze off while scrolling through my phone, I felt a dip at the other end of the bed. "Justin, you're so far from me again. I feel awful," a voice said. The person who'd been in the living room had now crawled into bed in the dark. I didn't respond, just kept pretending to sleep. A whisper reached my ear. "My illness won't get better. Can I stick with you my whole life?" No response. Then, a cool sensation at the back of my neck. A tear had fallen. The hospital report from the follow-up still hadn't come out. I stood under the shade of the tree, just like before, anxiously bouncing on my toes. I dug out that red card from my bag and decided it was time to get a divorce. "Let's go to the Civil Affairs Bureau," I said. The woman caught her breath and turned to me. "I'm not better yet. Definitely not better. Look, even my hands are shaking." I stepped forward and held her arm tight. "Honestly, before you moved into the apartment, I was pretty clear about our relationship. But this past month, whether because of your illness or my own issues, things got all messed up. Ending it early is the best choice." I pulled her along, and though Gina resisted, she stumbled after me. Originally, we shouldn't even have to see each other again under normal procedures. Stop making a fuss. I've already paid back the money, I told her. We kept walking until we reached the entrance of the Civil Affairs Bureau. Sweat dripped down my body before I finally stopped. Gina gave up resisting at last and reached into her pocket, fishing out that little bear keychain and handing it back to me. You're right. This should have never happened, she murmured, trailing behind me. Her words grew more sincere as we climbed the stairs. You're absolutely right. I'm so regretful. Why did I overreact? This should have ended long ago. It's all my fault for wanting to go on the pirate ship. No, I shouldn't have joined that group date in the first place. When you called me, I never should have stopped. Divorce. Even though we were legally married, we weren't really a couple, Justin declared. Gina, I'll move out tomorrow. Even if you want to meet up after, I'll have to see if I can fit you into my schedule. Finally, the stares ended. I turned to glare at her. Give it a rest. We're almost there. Unluckily, after checking in, I found out we hadn't booked an appointment. You need to schedule now for divorces? The divorce attempt failed. Fine, I'll schedule for tomorrow. Let's head back to get the report. The back and forth left me worn out. Gina, on the other hand, seemed to get more energetic. Justin, you look so exhausted. I can help you walk, she offered with a big smile. No need. I turned away and walked around her. Justin, do you really hate me that much? Gina stood blocking my path. You really want to drive me away, don't you? Yes, I replied decisively. Actually, even without the report, I already knew about Gina's condition. Over the past weeks, her changes were noticeable every day. When I finally saw the report saying her mild separation anxiety had grown into severe psychological attachment, I was stunned. What does that mean? I asked. It means your wife has developed deeper feelings for you. It's not a serious illness, so no medication this time, the doctor explained. At that moment, I felt utterly drained. I stuffed the report into my bag and pushed open the door of the psychiatry department. Outside, Gina was waiting anxiously. As soon as she saw me, she moved close. Justin, am I not better? She asked. You are, I replied flatly. Her expression changed immediately. No way, I'm not better. You're better, plain and simple. Stop clinging to me, I insisted, quickening my pace to leave. But before I got far, she pulled me back into her arms. I'm really not better. Don't leave. When I can't see you, I feel awful. When someone else sends you flowers, I feel awful. If you're gone too long, I can't stand it. I really can't live without you. How could I possibly be better? Her arms tightly encircled me, making my heart race. But I want a divorce. I'm just an average guy who wanted the apartment's 3-year usage rights. We're from completely different worlds. What's the point of clinging to me? I implored. Gina shook her head, refusing to let go. Different worlds, my foot. When you're in front of me, you are my world. Justin. I like you, which is why I feel anxious when you leave, she explained. Otherwise, why would I panic so much when I couldn't see you on that pirate ship, even with so many people around? I stopped struggling. Say that again, what? Gina looked at me and repeated. I said I like you. I don't want a divorce, I don't want some agreement. I tore up those useless papers. I want to be your wife in every sense. Wherever your world is, that's where mine is. Epilogue. On the day of their postponed wedding, Justin's co-workers took a table for themselves. Mark sat next to and, colorfully recounting that one unforgettable scene to her. I saw it coming a mile away. Back then, even as Justin pinned your bro-in-law to the sofa, the look in your sister-in-law's eyes was something special. It was incredible, not like she just got choked up, and, overwhelmed, downed a couple of cups of tea, unable to listen any longer. Leaving a gift, she left without even touching the food.